Welcome back to Miranda Camille Yoga. Today we are going to work through a sequence that is going to lead us towards Bird of Paradise. So Bird of Paradise is a balancing posture, it's a bound arm posture, can be quite challenging. We do have lots of places for us to explore along the way. Bird of Paradise is not necessary. There'll be lots of things that you can do otherwise. It will be challenging and it will be rewarding. So if you do have a couple of blocks, have them handy. If you don't worry, it's fine. And we're going to start this morning laying on our back. So just coming down onto your back, I'm going to go this way. And arriving on your back, just taking a couple of moments here for yourself just to land here upon your mat, to take this time to really arrive into the energetics of your practice. Starting to connect in with the sensations that you can feel in your body. Feeling the contact points between your body and the mat beneath you. And just starting to notice the spaces between the parts of the body that don't quite touch down to the earth below you. And then let your attention be guided to your breath and just begin to observe the rhythm of your breath. Noticing its length, noticing its depth, and starting to become aware if you're bringing a control over the breath. And we'll just start by observing, by checking in and taking our baseline. And then we'll start to grow and expand the breath together. So breathing through your nose, deep and full. Send the breath down into the belly. Feel the belly grow and expand. And then we're going to pause at the top. Hold that breath. And then open your mouth and let the breath fall out. Breathing again through your nose, send the breath to the belly. This time start to feel your rib cage expand, and then again pause. Hold on to the top of that breath. And then open your mouth and let the breath fall away. One more slow, deep and full. Breathe into the belly, into the ribs. Send the breath right up into your chest space. Let your collarbones expand. Again, pause. Find stillness. And then open your mouth. Let the breath out. Good. And then seal over your lips and continue to breathe like that in and out of your nose. Each inhale breath, we feel belly, ribs, and chest expand. And then on each exhale breath, we feel a softening from the chest, from the ribs, and the belly. Good. With your next breath in, we'll take both knees into the chest. Wrap the hands around the shins. Give yourself a squeeze. A little rock of the hips here, left to right, to massage through your lower back. And then come into stillness in the center. As you breathe in, peel head, neck, and shoulders from the mat like you want to kiss your knees. Squeeze yourself into a tight little ball. And then exhale, lower back down to the mat. Keep the right knee hugged in, lengthen the left leg away, and then start to extend the right leg up towards the sky. Wrap the hands around the back of the thigh or the back of the calf muscle, wherever you can reach. We want to be active through both legs here. So we're dorsiflexing toes towards face. We're lifting lifting kneecaps, so we've got strength and stability through our legs. With your next breath in, we're going to peel the head, neck and shoulders from the mat again, like you want to kiss your knee. Both legs are active here. Left heel pushes into the mat. Right leg squeezes up towards our torso. We're trying to reduce the space here between the belly and the thigh. You have the option to keep the hands wrapped around that leg as you actively pull the leg in and actively squeeze your chest high. Option 2, release your hands out in front. So you're reaching with your arms, you're contracting with your core. You're going to hold for 3, 2, keep lifting, and 1. Good. And then exhale, lower head, neck and shoulders. Take that knee back into the chest. Take the peace fingers, wrap them around the big toe, and then start to extend that leg out long. We're going to take the left arm out to the side, pull the toes up towards the face, send the breath up and down the back of that right leg. We'll take one more breath here. Your hands can be around the big toe, maybe they're around the ankle or more the thigh. And we're going to start to open the hip out to the side now, so lowering that leg over to the right side. Take the gaze to the left fingers. Use the strength in the arm to pull the leg up towards the torso for 3, for 2, and 1. Nice. And then guiding that knee back into center, give it a squeeze, and then we'll release, coming over to the other side, left knee into the chest. So we plant that right heel down, pull the toes to the face, extend the left leg up to the sky. Hands wrap around the back of that left thigh or calf. Active through both legs. Lift kneecaps. You're dragging the leg towards the torso. With your next breath in, you're going to peel head, neck and shoulders from the mat like you want to kiss your knee again. Try to reduce the waist between the belly and the thigh here. Keep actively dragging leg towards the face. Option to keep hands here for support. Option to reach forwards and hold. 3. My leg is pulling in, my torso is lifting upwards. 2. And 1, and then exhale, lower down. Peace fingers wrap around the big toe, right hand out to the side. As you inhale, extend that leg up long. So again, hands can stay around the big toe. You can slide that hand further up the leg. From here, we're going to open the hip over to the side. So again, use the strength of the arm to pull the leg up towards the torso. Hold for 3. Keep pressing right foot down into the mat, right heel, hold for 2. And 1, beautiful. Come back into center, left knee into chest, squeeze it in, bring the other knee in. We're going to start to take a rock here, up and down the spine a couple of times, just enjoying that movement, the massage that it provides. And then we're going to come all the way over, hands and knees, to a tabletop position. Everybody's favorite cat-cow. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. As you breathe in, lift your tail, lift your crown, look up to the sky. And then as you breathe out, press away and round. Starting to piece out your spine. You can move fast, you can move slow here. This is your opportunity just to observe your internal state, to notice how your body is feeling on this day, asking what it needs. Do you need to slow down? Do you need to speed up? Do you need to modify? Do you need to add? Do you need to take away? Remembering that this practice is here to serve you, that it is an exploration, an experiment, an opportunity for you to get a greater understanding of yourself. Good. Coming into a place of stillness. Downward facing dog, tuck toes under, press hips high. Take a little moment to pedal your dog, sway your hips, bend and straighten through your knees. Good. And then from your downward facing dog, we're going to take the feet a little wider. Walk the hands towards the back edge of your mat and then come down into a malasana squat. Sink your sitting bones down nice and low. If you need to elevate your heels here, you could pop your heels on blocks. You could roll up the back of your mat. Just take a moment to come into your squat. You can find a little sway side to side. I'm going to spin around so you can see me a little better. from here, we're gonna come into stillness in center. I want you to reach your hands as far forwards as you can. Round your spine and tuck your chin right in towards your chest. Reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. From there, drag the hands back into heart center. Lift your heart. Maybe your elbows press against your inner thighs. We're going to take an opening through the chest now. Reach the right arm out long, left arm up and overhead. See if you can let that arm act like a little bit of a leverage system to peel the left shoulder back and open. Come back into center, hands into heart, sit tall. Left hand reaches long, right hand to the sky. Peel yourself open. Beautiful. Exhale, come back into center, into your malasana squat. Reach your hands forwards. I'm going to move to the back of the mat again. Reach your hands forwards. Round your spine, tuck your chin into your chest, and now send your sitting bones up high. Good, keep reaching forwards. Bend back down into your squat. One more time, sitting bones high. Sit back down into your squat. This time come back up. Shuffle your feet to be hip distance apart. Find a ragdoll at the back of your mat. Generous bend into your knees. You can catch elbows and sway. You can yes and no your head. Just let it all roll off your shoulders. Good, and then we're going to release hands to the mat. Rounding slow, slow, slow. One piece of the spine at a time. Heavy arms, heavy head. As we roll up to standing. Circling arms overhead, grow really tall, follow with the gaze. On your exhale, swan dive to your forward fold. Breathe into your halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands to the front edge of your mat, downward facing dog once more. From your downward facing dog, we're going to look at our fingers, ripple into a high plank position and pause. Find your plank. Really strong and active through the arms. Option to bring knees to the mat. Option to stay high. Take a breath and lower slow for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet to the mat. Inhale to your baby cobra. Peel the chest forward. Squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, fold. This time take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers here. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat. As you breathe in, pull your hands back behind you. Lift your heart forwards. Keep pressing feet down for 3. See if you can close the hands together. 2 and 1. Good. Exhale, fold. Release your hands underneath your shoulders. We're pressing up slow again for 5. Use your knees if you need to. 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward facing dog is where we will meet. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Next breath in, look to your hands. Make your way forwards. You can walk, you can step. Maybe you want to hop. Halfway lift at the top. Exhale, fold, and then we reverse. Breathe into stand. Beautiful. Here we go again. Swan dive yourself forwards. Inhale, halfway. Plant your hands, find plank. Take a breath, lower slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Release the tops of the feet to the mat. Hands reach behind you. Interlace the fingers. Breathe in as you pull your chest up. Reach your hands back. Feel your shoulder blades kissing one another. Like you want to send your heart forwards. Good. One more breath. And then exhale, fold forwards. Hands under shoulders, high plank, slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Good. Full breath in. Full breath out. Breathe in to circle your hands overhead, and then exhale, swan dive forwards. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step back with your left foot for a low lunge. Bring the back knee down to the mat. Your hands can stay on the mat here for support. They could be on blocks, or you can fly them overhead. Let yourself settle into this lunge shape. Maybe a little swivel through the hips side to side. We're going to take the right hand over to the right side, to the ground or to your block. Left arm peels you up and open. Really breathe across this whole left side of your body into that psoas muscle, that deep connecting muscle of the top and the bottom part of your body. Good, and then come back into center. Hands frame the front foot for monkey plank. Press the weight back behind you. Again, your hands can be on your blocks here or not. Toes pull up towards your face. So we're long through this front knee, lifting kneecap, pulling toes to face. Sink back through to your low lunge. We're going to move a couple more times like that. Exhale back to your monkey plank. Low lunge. Good, monkey plank. Low lunge. Beautiful. This time frame your front foot. Tuck your back toes under, come back to downward facing dog. Take a little movement through your hips. Shift the weight into your high plank position, ripple through. Take a breath. If you're ready for your upward facing dog, we lower halfway. Inhale as you press the chest forward, squeeze the shoulders back. Otherwise, you're here in your cobra, hips to the mat. Support yourself with your hands. Keep squeezing your glutes. Exhale, lower down, press back up through your high plank. We'll come to meet in downward facing dog. Big breath in. Long breath out. Look to the top of the mat, make your way forwards, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Breathe into circle up to standing. Exhale, down we go. Halfway lift. This time step back with your right foot, low lunge. Bring your hands overhead, settle in. Maybe a little wriggle here, side to side. Left hand comes to the left side. Right hand overhead. Peel yourself open through that right side. Generously breathing across the right side of the body. Beautiful. Come back into center. Exhale to your monkey plank. Shift the weight back. Lengthen through the front leg. Couple of times like that. Low lunge. Exhale. One more. Good. Hands come to frame the front foot. We're going to step back into our downward facing dog. Pedal and sway across the legs. Next breath in, right leg comes to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze it in, shift the weight forwards. Inhale, take it back long. One more time, knee to chest, squeeze in and step through. Pyramid pose, straighten the legs. Send the weight forwards over that front leg. You could have your hands on your blocks here. Good. From your pyramid pose, we're going to bend into that front knee, rise up into warrior one. So for our warrior one shape, we have this train track alignment. So our feet are traveling in opposite planes. Our hips are squaring towards the short edge of our mat. So we're thinking about drawing right hip back as we send left hip forwards. Humble warrior, take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Breathe in as you pull your hands back and your heart forwards, and then breathe out as you dive. So keep the depth into that front knee. Sink yourself into your inner thigh. Well, maybe one day you kiss your big toe. Maybe you don't. We're going to take one more breath. On your next breath in, rise back to your warrior one. Open to warrior two. Find that shape. So our feet are on the same train track now, if you will. And our hips are working towards squaring to the long edge of the mat. We're going to take the left hand now. Turn the thumb down, so we're internally rotating through that shoulder. Place the hand on the back of your back. Keep the right hand out long. Inhale to reverse, reach that front hand forwards. Good, come back into warrior two. Side angle, keep the left hand on your back, reach forwards. Elbow comes to the thigh. Think about peeling yourself open towards the sky. This left hand can stay on the lower back. Maybe it comes through and binds into your inner thigh to work as that leverage system again to pull you open. We want to send our heart to the sun. Find lightness through the sides of your waist. See if you can lift up and out of that shoulder for 3. Your legs should be talking to you for 2. Good. And 1. Come back to warrior 2, take your arms long. Exhale, windmill to frame your front foot. Right foot steps behind you, 3-legged dog. Twisted dog, stack the hips open and bend the knee. Beautiful. Level off your hips. Option now to play with a 3-legged chaturanga, otherwise coming back through your vinyasa of choice. And we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. There's a little caterpillar on my mat. There we go. Watch out, little buddy. Next breath in, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze in. Breathe it back. Exhale, knee to chest, squeeze it in and step it through, pyramid pose. So we're straightening through both legs here and we've got that train track alignment. Hands can be on blocks. We want to think about growing long through the spine here and have a play with your hips. So the tendency would be to kind of open the hips and send the right hip back. That's okay, but what you can play with is pressing the left hip back and the right hip forwards as you kind of move the stretch from the inner left thigh all the way around to the back of that left hamstring. So there's not right, there's not wrong, but it's just different. Explore, let your practice be your experiment. There's not a right or wrong. From your pyramid pose, we're coming to warrior 2. We're going to bend the front, warrior 1, sorry. We're going to bend the front knee, rise the hands tall. Find your warrior 1 shape. Sink deeply into the front knee. Humble warrior, hands reach behind. Interlace the fingers. Breathe in as you pull the hands back behind you. Send your heart forwards. Then dive. So we're going to think about nestling the chest in between that left thigh. But keep sinking the weight forwards like you're reaching your head over the front of your big toe. 2 and 1. Beautiful. Rise up to your warrior 1 and then we're going to open to warrior 2. So you're going to get the back side view this time. So internally rotate the back shoulder, turn the thumb down. Send the back of the hand to the back of your lower back. Inhale, left hand to the sky. That was a lot of backs. Come back to warrior 2. Side angle. Start to reach forwards. Elbow to the thigh. So this hand is behind you to act like a little bit of a leverage system to keep thinking about opening the chest to the sky. You can take the hand, bind it to your inner front thigh to peel yourself open even more. We want to stay strong through the sides of the waist. So we're playing with lifting the left elbow up for 2 and 1. Good. Come back to warrior 2. Exhale, frame your front foot. 3-legged dog, left leg extends. Stack the hips open, bend the knee. Breathe into that quad. Come back to center with the hips. Take your vinyasa option. Come back to meet in downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Next, inhale, gaze forwards, make your way to the top of the mat. Breathe in all the way up to standing. And then exhale, hands into heart for Tadasana. Just close the eyes for a moment. Let yourself feel that dance of the energy and the prana as it moves through your cells. Good. On your next breath in, take the hands overhead. Exhale, dive forwards. Halfway lift and fold. Come to your chair. Good. Hands come into heart. From chair pose, Shiva squat. So play with sending the weight to the right foot. As you lift the left foot, bring the left knee to tap the back of the right knee. And then we're going to come to standing into stork pose. Press into that right glute, knee into chest. Well done, that's hard. From here, Peace fingers are going to wrap the big toe. So you have the option to stay holding the knee, or play with finding that big toe and starting to extend the leg forwards. We're going to open the hip to the side, so the leg can be straight here or the knee can be bent. Find your option, find your balance, find that thing you can laser your focus onto. Right hand comes out long for balance. Wherever you are with that extended leg, fire it up, commit, lock it into space. See if you can release the bind. Hold 3, hold 2, keep standing tall, and 1. Good, come back into stalk, and then release. Well done. Take a little sway out through your hips. Inhale, grow tall, down we go, dive forwards. Halfway lift. Good, folding back into chair. Hands to heart. Left side, send the weight into the left foot. Pick up the right toes and see if you can tap the right knee behind the left. Shiva. Inhale into your stalk. Whoop. Good. Find your option. Either holding the knee or the big toe. Extend the leg. Open the hip. Left arm comes wide. Find your focus. Commit to that lifted leg, whether it be straight or bent. Release the bind and hold. 3. Keep standing tall. 2. And 1. Beautiful. Come back into stalk pose and release. Well done. Take a little shimmy out through the hips. Delicious. Here we go. Breathe your hands high. Exhale down. Step back into your high plank. Move through a vinyasa or come straight into your downward facing dog. Here we go. We're going to move through that again. This time just a little bit faster. Staying with your breath. As you breathe in, right leg to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest squeeze. Inhale back. Exhale, tiger curl it in and then set it forwards. Warrior 1. Breathe your hands high. Exhale, hands behind. Interlace, humble warrior. Dive the way forwards. From your humble warrior, option to stay, option to start to play with flying through that back leg. Good. Find your balance. Oops. I shouldn't have looked up towards the camera. See if you can lift the chest and the hands. Beautiful. If you're here, sprinkle the back toes down. Warrior 1. Open warrior 2. Beautiful. Back thumb turns down. Find that bind, reverse. Come back into your side angle reach. Elbow to thigh. Left shoulder to the sky. We're going to take that front hand now inside of the front foot. Could be on a block. We're continuing to keep this bound hand in the thigh so we can peel the chest to the sun. Lift yourself up away from the earth. Take 1 more breath. Beautiful. Come back to warrior 2. Exhale. Actually, no, stay. Straighten through your legs. Turn the toes in and the heels out, and then fold yourself forwards. We're going to catch opposite ankles. Inhale to a halfway lift, and then exhale as you pull yourself forwards. If you're like me and you've taken your feet too wide, you can shuffle them a little closer together, using your hands around your ankles to pull yourself forwards. Good. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, you're going to walk yourself over that left leg. Hold onto the leg as you fold over it. Back into center, other side. Wrap yourself around your right leg, fold over it. Good. Come back into center. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands onto hips, and then inhale as you rise tall. Warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Frame that front foot. Here we go, 3-legged chaturanga, chaturanga of choice. No, you can leave it out entirely. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Left leg to the sky. Exhale, tiger curl. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze it in and set it through. Warrior 1. rise tall. Exhale, hands behind. Humble warrior, diving. Option to stay. Option to start to send the weight forwards as you fly that back leg for a warrior 3 variation. 3, 2, 1. Sprinkle the back toes down. Warrior 1. Opening warrior 2. Internally rotate that back shoulder. Find the bind. Left hand to the sky. Come through to your side angle. Parsvakonasana. Left hand can come inside of the front foot this time. And we're peeling open as we lift ourselves away from the ground. 3, 2, and 1. Rise tall, warrior 2. Exhale. Frame your front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Pedal and sway out your legs. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, squeeze in. Breathe back. Exhale, squeeze in and step through. Warrior 1. Here we go. We all know where we're going. Rise tall. Hands behind, interlace. Breathe in as you send the heart forwards. Humble warrior, dive. Maybe you're flying through the back leg. 3, 2, and 1. Warrior 1, rise back up. Open hips, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, coming into your side angle. Hand can be inside of foot. We're going to play with binding that top hand. So we're internally rotating, turning the shoulder forwards as we send that hand behind the back. This time it's going to come underneath the bottom thigh. Bottom hand is internally rotating as well as we sweep the hands behind and clasp them behind our back. I'm going to turn around so you can see that a little better. Whoop. So we're clasping behind the back and we're continuing to peel open the chest as we look to the sun. Keep reaching the head forwards. Keep sinking into the front knee. Hold 2. And 1. Good. Rise back tall to your warrior 2. Straighten your legs. Whew. Hands into heart. Come into Skandasana to the back of the mat. Sink. Good. Reach the left hand out wide. Right hand up to the sky. You can bind here. Again, internal rotation of shoulders as we wrap the hands around the back. Good. Open the hands wide. Make your way to Skandasana on the other side. Arms reach wide. We internally rotate. Wrap the hands behind. Take the bind as you peel yourself open. Beautiful. Have a play with moving in your Skandasana now from side to side. You might be down low. You might be up high. You might be using your hands to walk yourself from side to side. You might be playing with flying your arms as you do so. Good. And then the next time you come to the front of your mat, we're going to frame that front foot and step back into your downward facing dog. Take some movement out through your legs. Settle the breath. Here we go, left leg to the sky. Exhale, squeeze in, knee to chest. Breathe back, knee to chest, step through. Warrior 1. Exhale, hands behind, interlace. Inhale, heart forwards. Humble warrior, dive. Option to fly the back leg for 3, for 2, and 1. Sprinkle the toes down. Rise back to warrior 1, warrior 2. Good. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, back to warrior 2 for your side angle. We reach, reach, reach. Left hand comes down, right hand comes overhead. So I'm internally rotating the top hand, top shoulder as I bring it behind my back. Internally rotating the bottom shoulder as I clasp my wrists behind my back. And then I keep sinking into this front knee, keep pulling my chest to the sun. Find that strength in the front leg. Find the strength through the sides of your waist to lift you up. 3, 2, beautiful. Rise tall. Warrior 2. Frame your front foot. Whew. Step back. Downward facing dog. Walk it out. We're going to take a child's pose. Knees to the mat. Let's take the arms along the sides of the body now. Forehead comes all the way down. So from your child's pose, we're going to take our hands back towards the front edge of the mat. Come back into downward facing dog. Here we go. This is our last time flowing through this sequence, and we are going to make our final move this time to our bird of paradise. If you want to come along the way, come. If you don't want to, stay in your bound variation of whichever step it is that you're up to. So we're going to take right leg to the sky, knee to chest, squeeze it up high. Breathe it back. Exhale, squeeze it in and step it forwards for warrior 1. Inhale, hands high. Hands come behind to interlace. Breathe the hands back and the heart forwards. Humble warrior as you bow, sink into that front knee. Option to fly the back leg. Find that buoyancy as you lift your chest forwards. And then exhale, left toes come down. Rise back to warrior 1. Open hips, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Good. Exhale, warrior 2. Come into your side angle, reach forwards. Right hand comes down, left hand comes high. Internally rotate top hand, sweep it behind your back. Internally rotate bottom hand, sweep it behind your back. Find the bind. So from here, we're going to start to walk the right foot a little further towards the right side of the mat. We want to keep peeling the chest to the sky. I'm going to stress here that our shoulders and our arms aren't doing the work. They're merely holding us in place. They're really there just to look pretty. The legs are going to do the work. So I like to take the gaze towards my front foot, and then I'm going to step my back foot forward. So that might be a couple of little steps like that. It might be one big step. Once both feet are at the front of the mat, I'm going to turn to face you. Once both feet are at the front of the mat, we're going to transfer the weight. So start to press up onto the ball of the right foot, maybe to the toes. That left glute is strong, it's holding you. And we're going to start to rise up. Pull the chest forwards. Good. Stand as tall as you can. So our arms are bound. Now we start to play with straightening through that right leg. Good. Like a beautiful flower, like a lotus growing from the mud. And then we're going to come out the same way we came in, slowly returning right foot to the mat. Step the left foot back behind. Rise up, warrior 2. Exhale, frame your foot. Find a vinyasa. Other side, here we go. Left leg comes high. Squeeze in. Inhale back. Exhale, squeeze in and step through. Warrior 1. Hands behind. Interlace. Dive. Fly the back leg. Good. Land the back toes, warrior 1. Warrior 2. Reverse. Warrior 2. Here we go, side angle. Find your bind. Good. I'm going to shuffle my left foot to the left side of the mat a little more. Take the gaze to my front big toe. Step the back foot forwards. Transfer the weight. Start to pick up through the left leg. Turn to face you. Whoop. And then we start to fly. Left leg to the sky. Good. Try to keep your chest forwards. So you'll notice if you don't have that sort of mobility through your spine, and when you bind, you're kind of down here, coming into bird of paradise isn't going to happen. So only if you have that lift through the chest, the opening so that you can be looking over the right shoulder, can you then come to stand. So just play with where you are. And if you're not quite here, that's okay. And then we're coming back. Good. Rise back up. I've gone the wrong way. Whew. Well done. Bring the knees down to the mat. Child's pose. Walk your hands forwards. We're going to clasp, well, just press the hands together in prayer. Bend the elbows and reach your hands over your head. Soften out through your triceps. Nice. Take your hands forwards. And then come up into a tabletop position. We're going to take a pigeon pose, starting with the right knee to the right wrist, walking the left leg back behind you. Take your hands out, your fingers out wider than your mat. Press up onto the tent pegs of the fingers, and as you inhale, lift your heart. And as you exhale, ripple forwards. And take 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. 1 more. Good. And then come back up to center. We're going to take straight jacket arms. Take the left arm underneath the right. Just hope the camera's okay, the microphone's okay with this. Right arm over the left. And when you're ready to move, slide the hands back, press into downward facing for a moment. Create some movement from side to side in your hips. And then take the left knee forwards. Walk the right leg back behind you. And this time the right arm comes over the left arm comes underneath. And let yourself just melt into that left hip. Soften into the shoulders. And as you're ready, starting to come out of that pigeon shape. Press back to downward facing dog. Good. From your downward facing, we're going to take a seat. Bring the feet forwards. Take the legs out long. As you breathe in, reach your hands tall. Pull the toes to the face. Lift your heart to the sky, and then as you exhale, just bowing over yourself. Inhale, growing tall. Exhale, diving forwards. One more time. And then on that last one, just surrendering the weight of your body over your legs. Let everything be heavy. Let your spine round. Let your head hang. Maybe a yes and no through your head to soften your neck. Feeling those little nerve sensations as they travel down the back line of your body. And then making your way back up into a seat. And we're going to come all the way down to our back, taking the hands forwards, staying strong through the legs. Slowly, one piece of the spine, start to lower yourself down. If you need to bend your knees to support yourself, do so. If you need to bring your hands to the mat, do so. But just slowly, as best you can, control that lowering. One piece of the spine at a time, coming all the way down onto your back. And then reach your arms overhead. Find yourself a delicious full body stretch. And we'll take our knees into our chest, wrap our hands around our shins, and then again, inhale, peel head, neck and shoulders from the mat, squeeze everything into a tight little ball, and then exhale, lower back down. We're gonna take happy baby, holding hands to outer edges of feet, knees to armpits and soles of the feet to the sky, and you can start to find a little rock here, side to side. So good, you guys. That was a lot of strength through our legs, a lot of movement and mobility through our shoulders, and some balance. And then taking any last little shapes, movements that you may require. Maybe a twist, maybe an inversion. Maybe you're ready to rest. Just bringing, just starting to slow everything down, bringing yourself into that state of rest. So our bird of paradise is this beautiful posture that challenges us to keep our feet, to keep ourself firmly rooted in the now as we find that connection and stability through the soles of the feet and the earth below us, whilst we allow ourselves to be vulnerable as we play with balance, as we step forwards and then grow and expand upwards. Bird of paradise is this beautiful little metaphor that as we sow the seeds of our future, as we look forwards, as we blossom, as we grow, as we expand, we must also remember to remain rooted in the here and the now. We must remember to stay present to each and every beautiful little moment that we have unfolding right before our eyes in this moment, whilst at the same time we look forwards with this sense of possibility, of excitement, whilst we brave those next steps to move in the direction of our dreams, to be vulnerable, to be strong, to be brave. So as we come to the end of the year, we start to look towards the new year, just allow this to be a little reminder. As you sow the seeds of your future, remember to enjoy the seeds and the fruits of your current circumstances. Let yourself melt into stillness. Let your body rest. Let your heart and your mind settle. Shavasana.